guys, what's up? It's me, Katherine, and welcome back to another character tutorial. This is a monthly series that I do here on my channel. Every month, I take a musical theater character, we chit-chat about the show, and I create a stage makeup inspired by that character. So keeping within the spooky musical theater theme, why did I go spooky? That's my new name, please address me as spooky. Keeping within the October Halloween theme, I thought we'd do this month's tutorial on one of my favorite characters from one of my favorite shows, Johanna from Sweeney Todd. If you guys have seen my Broadway dream roles video, you know that Johanna is one of my biggest dream roles. I love her music, I love her story, and I just love Sweeney in general. But if you're new to my channel, hello and welcome. My name's Katherine Steele, and I put out a new theater related video on every Theater Thursday, plus I do bonus uploads throughout the week, so if you haven't already and you'd like to, go ahead and hit subscribe. That way you get notified for all future videos and you get to join the Theater Thursday fam. First, we take over Broadway, and then the world. You can follow me at Kath_Steele on Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram, but without any further ado, let's become Johanna from Sweeney Todd. So to start off, I'm going to prime my face with a little bit of moisturizer. I don't want to go full out and do like a ton of primer. I'm just going to use this almost empty, I might need to go grab another one, Clinique Yellow Moisturizer. Especially now that we're in like the fall-y, wintry season, even though it's not really cold in LA, I think it's important to keep nice and moisturized so your skin still likes you. As I mentioned in my Broadway dream roles video, Johanna is one of my biggest dream roles, especially because I feel like a lot of people who play her or direct Sweeney kind of miss out on her full potential. Yes, she's a pretty damsel in distress, but she has so much more going on, and that's really why I want to play her, because I feel like there's so much that often gets forgotten about her, and I'd love a chance to do that. I think that Sweeney Todd is kind of one of Sondheim's dirtiest shows, not in like a sexy way, but in the fact that like humanity is disgusting and all the characters are flawed. And that's definitely a reoccurring theme throughout the show. All of the characters are deeply flawed, and by the end of the show, they all have blood on their hands, except for Anthony. I'm gonna prime my eyes with some Urban Decay primer potion in the shade Fix. Through the majority of the show, you have like the children who are pure. You have Anthony, Johanna, and Toby. But in the last moments of the show, spoiler alert, Toby kills Sweeney. Oh yeah, there's gonna be a lot of spoilers in this video because I feel like you can't really discuss the show without the spoilers. Also, Sweeney's been out for like a really long time, so I don't think it's really a spoiler. And Johanna bloodies her hands when she escapes the insane asylum with Anthony. I'm gonna add some white eyeliner. This is by NYC, just in my waterline. Some of the shades I'm going to use do have shimmer, so if you're using this for a stage makeup look, definitely test out the shimmer beforehand. Make sure that it doesn't appear too reflective on stage, or just substitute a matte color. Anthony, when he goes to rescue Johanna in the asylum, brings a gun just to threaten with. He doesn't really intend to shoot. And when the moment comes that he does need to shoot Fog, he's unable to, and Johanna kills him. Johanna shooting Fog is so important for a few different reasons. First, I'm going to take white chocolate, that white matte shade, and I'm going to put that basically all over the eye. Then I'm going to take creme brulee on the lid. Then I'm going to take champagne truffle here and do that on the first half of the lid. And then I'm going to define the crease with milk chocolate and semi-sweet. Johanna shooting Fog in the insane asylum is so pivotal. Throughout the majority of the show, she's really been a victim of circumstance. She's endured quite a bit of abuse and trauma, and she hasn't been able to fight for herself. In the insane asylum, she's able to finally take control of her own destiny. The other way of reading it is the parallel between her and her father, Benjamin Barker, aka Sweeney Todd. Both Johanna and Benjamin were wrongly sent away. Benjamin was sent away to prison so that Turpin could make a move on his wife Lucy, whereas Johanna was wrongfully sent to an insane asylum because Turpin didn't want her to hooking up or marrying or running away with Anthony. Hey, Judge Turpin, I'm really sorry that girls don't want to hook up with you, but you really have to stop sending people away just so you can get some. Because it's not working either way. It's not really clear how long she's been in there, but when Anthony rescues her, she says that was last August. So you can assume that she's been in the insane asylum for at least a few months, which is interesting because you have that parallel of Benjamin Barker being generally a good guy, and then he's wrongfully sent away and he comes out murderous and revenge seeking. You have Johanna, who's wrongly sent away. She spends a few months thinking about how she's been wronged, and then the second she has an opportunity to kill, she does so. I think it also creates a real divide between Anthony and Johanna, which, you know, we never really get to see that divide because the show ends shortly after that. But you have Anthony, who's such an idealist, and then you have Johanna, who's kind of doing what it takes to survive. Or exacting her revenge. We don't really know. I would also theorize that if Johanna ran into Turpin before Sweeney killed him, I think Johanna would kill Turpin. Fogg and Turpin also serve as like her kidnapper, gatekeeper, creepy older guy being gross and holding her hostage kind of scenario. I think she sees a lot of Turpin in Fogg, so her reacting and killing him kind of shows that I think she'd do the same to him. Now that my eyeshadow's done, I'm going to go ahead and line my eyes with Tattoo Liner by Kat Von D in the shade Trooper, my fave. I'm going to try to keep the eyeliner really, really thin and close to my actual lash line. I would like to personally thank my eyeliner for actually cooperating with me today and staying thin. Good job, eyeliner! For foundation and concealer, I'm going to take my Naked Skin by Urban Decay. This is like my favorite foundation. It's in shade 10. It's so thin and light. It's really, really comfortable. It doesn't feel like you're wearing like a ton of foundation, so this is what I usually wear. And for concealer, I'm going to use Maybelline Fit Me in shade 15. It's a very similar dupe to the NARS concealer, which is like a big cult fan fave. I still haven't tried Tarte Shape Tape. Is it good? Have you tried it? Let me know in the comments, because I'm very curious about that, because I've seen everyone be like, oh my god, it's amazing! So while we're on the subject of parallels in this show, let's talk about the birds. So Johanna's big solo in Sweeney Todd is Greenfinch and Linnet Bird, which I love. It's actually one of my favorite musical theater songs of all time, especially to sing and perform. And, you know, obviously the song is really important. It's the first time we really get to meet Johanna, and it's really the only time we get to see inside her brain. So most people make the comparison pretty quickly that Johanna is like a bird. She's this beautiful caged creature who longs for a life outside of the bars. And the entire song, she's basically comparing herself to a bird. I especially love that she has a cadenza in the song. You don't really see that a ton in musical theater, but it's so fitting because she's literally becoming a caged bird singing. I love all of the symbolism that different productions give to Johanna and her similarity to the birds, but I think what's really kind of creepy and upsetting is right after Greenfinch, when Anthony goes up to the bird cellar, he asks why are the birds singing all the time, and the bird cellar tells him it's because they blind the birds so that they sing day or night, which is really upsetting because if we're still going with the analogy of Johanna being a bird, Johanna is blinded to the real world. You could also read it as in she's blind to the truth. She doesn't know who her real father and mother are. She doesn't know the situation that's going on. There are a lot of different ways to read it, but I think that's really, really upsetting, the idea that everyone kind of knows more of what's going on than Johanna does. That's always struck me as like a very deeply upsetting tone in the show. I think one of my favorite productions of Sweeney Todd, which was actually directed by the same director that I worked with on Carrie. I think I was like 11 or 12. I was one of the younger people in the audience that day. It was a completely immersive production. So the entire show took place inside of Fogg's asylum. It was a show within a show. All of the actors who were putting on the musical of Sweeney Todd were all patients inside of the asylum who all had similar illnesses to the characters they were portraying. For instance, I think Anthony had PTSD from being in the Navy, and Johanna was blind, just like the birds. And that's the moment that it really clicked for me what this show was and who Johanna is and what her arc is within the story. And then when she meets Anthony, she finally sees for the first time that there could be a world beyond her room. And that's when she suddenly gets a little bit of strength to fight back. Per usual, I'm going to bring some life back into my face with the Beach Bunny Bronzer by Too Faced, and I'm also going to use this Sephora Collection blush in the shade N06 Flirt It Up. For mascara, I'm going to take this one by Lancome, and for lashes, I'm going to use this one by Morphe. I'm actually going to trim the inner bits of the lashes off so that it's more of like a half lash, and I'm going to put that on the outer half of my eye so it really opens me up. So I'm going to do that off camera, and I will be right back. I'm back. For my bangs, to get them out of my face but still looking period appropriate, I curled them with a really tight wand, and then I kind of teased it and then curled it back around my finger. For lipstick, I'm going to use the shade Devious Dolly by Buxom. It's a lip stain, and the way that I'm going to apply it is that I'm going to put just a little bit of product on my lips, and then I'm going to spread it out using a lip brush. So there you guys go, that's my finished Johanna Barker tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Like I mentioned, this is actually a series on my channel. I do a different character tutorial every month, so if you have any requests, definitely leave it in the comments down below. I'll also leave a playlist to all of these videos in the description box below. I hope you guys are having a great day. I love you so much. Break a leg, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!